Hello everyone, I hope to find you in the best condition of your health and iman. Welcome back. First of all, I would like to pay my immense gratitude for your kind support and for your precious time that you have spared to come here and watch this video. Dear audience, we all know that in the age we are living right now, English is the need of the hour. And every one of us, including me, is just trying and giving his or her best to get good at English. We all badly want to improve our English language because we know it is the most important language of the current world. And every one of us is applying different techniques, using different methods, joining different online and physical classes to learn English language. The strategy of every single learner is different. But most of the time, people, while learning English language, today I will try to point out those things, the common mistakes that we as an English language learners make. And these are the things that you must stop doing if you are also learning English language. So without further ado, let's get into the video. First of all, I would like to mention that because I have experienced this thing, most of the teachers and students, they only focus on grammar. So this can be the biggest mistake because most of the people, when they start learning English, they start with the grammar, with the parts of speech, and with the sentence structures. And there is nothing wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with this method because we will be able to speak when we will have a little structure of English language, a little vocabulary, and some of the grammatical rules. Because we don't have that environment with learning English grammar, but the problem begins when we just learn grammatical rules and we don't practice them. Let me give an example. If you learn a structure, if you learn the use of going to in English language, and your teachers teaches you that you should use going to when you are going to do something, when you have decided that you will do this thing, you can use going to. Now the structure goes this like subject, helping verb, going to, main verb, and the rest of the sentence. Now we can make a sentence like, I am going to take some rest. Now you can use contraction here and you can say, I'm gonna take some rest. Now with this single structure that you have learned in grammar, you can make hundreds and thousands of sentences on the basis of this simple structure. Like, I'm gonna call him right now. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna catch the bus. I'm gonna eat my meal now. I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna strike your head against the wall or whatever. So you can make hundreds of new sentences on the basis of this structure. So suppose that you have an Aladdin's lamp and you don't know how to use it. You have a car and you don't know how to drive it. You have a mobile phone but you don't know how to use it. So what good it provides if you don't use these things? So same goes with grammar. If you know a lot of English grammar, but you don't have the ability to use that grammar, to use those rules into your practical life, it causes no good. So remember the rule. Learning a language is different from using a language. So on the one hand, you should learn the rules, and on the other hand, you should apply those rules and speak English language. Number 2, don't read too much. Because when we are triggered by somebody or something that we should learn English language, we should improve English language, we go and we find out different English books and we start studying them, we start reading them, we get vocabulary words, we get hundreds of the words, but again, we are working on our passive skills, because reading is one of the passive skills. It is a receptive skill. Let me explain to you. When we learn a language, we have two receptive and passive skills, and we have two active skills. So, and they are interlinked. I really have talked about this thing for 100 times, but now I will repeat it again, that all the skills of language, they are interconnected. Let's take the example of English. So reading is a passive skill, it's a receptive skill, it's kind of input you are storing in, it's a kind of, data you are storing into your brain. So you are getting new words, you're getting new structures, so it causes no good if you don't write those words, if you don't use those structures that you are reading. Same goes with your listening. If you are listening, it's another passive skill, it's a receptive skill, but it causes no good. It provides you no benefit unless and until you speak those phrases and sentences that you are listening. So don't just focus on reading things. If you are reading, try to write things down. If you are listening, anything you want to listen, you must repeat the sentences and the phrases and the words you listen. Number 3, and this is the most important of all, believe me, don't compare yourself with native speakers. This is one of the biggest blunders we as a non-native speakers make, and we judge other people's speaking ability just on the basis of their accent, which is not we own by nature. They own their accent by default. That's their language. They learn that language, that accent, that particular accent from their environment. We don't have that environment, so we don't need to be worried about our accent. We don't need to be like native speakers. We need to accept the reality that we are non-native speakers. We have come this far after putting a lot of struggle. We have made struggles to learn this language, and it goes step by step. There are different levels, as we all know. There are different levels to validate your ability to use or to speak English language. If you are a level 1 speaker, you are good if you are just making simple sentences. There's nothing to worry about your accent. If you are a level 2 speaker, you will have the ability to construct your own sentences and the different structures with a kind of hard pronunciation. And there comes the last level, the level of proficiency and fluency. That's the point when you actually work on your accent. So please, don't you just, look at the end of the road. Just enjoy the journey. Just enjoy the process, and you will ultimately become a good speaker of this language. I hope that if you have come this far, you will try to apply these little suggestions into your practical sessions, and you will get many benefits out of it. Thank you very much for watching this video.